So to begin today's video, we actually pick up in Wakanda. Now, right off the bat, we are reminded that Storm is still married to T'Challa at this point in Marvel Comics, which means that she is still the queen of Wakanda at this point in Marvel Comics. But either way though, T'Challa is not with her, and the reason why because he had left for a special meeting. Now, we are going to learn what was that special meeting about, but for right now, he is not here. And so right now you have Storm greeting the people of Wakanda. And really at this point in Marvel Comics, Wakanda loves T'Challa. They love Storm. They love everything about their relationship. Especially they love T'Challa the most. Their king, their protector of their country. But either way though, while you have Storm about to talk to the crowd of people in Wakanda, well, that is the moment you have the people realize that Black Panther Jet is about to come into Wakanda, meaning that he is back from his special meeting. The problem is though, he's coming in way too fast. And with them coming in way too fast, of course, that means his jet is about to crash into the city of Wakanda. Well, one of the main cities of Wakanda. But either way, though, you do have Storm try to use her powers as a way to slow down the jet and hopefully to redirect it so that it won't crash into a bunch of innocent people who are just here to see T'Challa and Storm together once again. But either way, though, even though Storm was able to slow the jet down, it still crashes into the city. Yes, some lives were saved, but now the big question is though, what is wrong with T'Challa? Because he came in way too fast on his jet. He should have known how to land the jet properly. And so when you have Storm and some of the royal guards of Wakanda go to see what happened inside the jet, they come to find T'Challa badly injured. And also you have one of his guards, Dora Milaje, tell Storm that it was a trap and they did not even stand a chance. And so now the big question is, what happened at that meeting? And so we do jump back 5 hours ago as a way for us to learn what happened to T'Challa. Where did he go? What kind of meeting was this? Because again, no one knew about this meeting except T'Challa himself. He just left Wakanda to go on this mission. And so with that being said, we do jump back 5 hours ago to learn who did he meet up with. And the person he met up with is Namor. Now this is huge because at this point in Marvel Comics, Namor and Black Panther, they were not at war. Matter of fact, they had high level of respect for one another because both their nations are strong. Their nations usually do not need any kind of support at all. And so with that being said, it's kind of like two kings coming together to talk about something very important. And when I tell you what it's about, you're going to see why this story takes place in a particular era of Marvel Comics. But before we are able to actually learn about what that meeting was about, we do jump back over to the present day in Wakanda. And the only reason why is to show how everyone is worried. Not just Storm, but T'Challa's stepmother, Ramonda. Also, you have Shuri also worried about her brother. And so right now you have everyone just trying to figure out what happened to T'Challa? What led to this? What could have possibly got him so badly injured? What happened at that meeting? What was the meeting possibly about? Now we do jump back to that meeting, and when we do, we actually get the chance to learn what was that meeting all about. And you have Namor tell us it's about Norman Osborn, because at this point in Marvel Comics, Norman Osborn had taken over S.H.I.E.L.D., got rid of S.H.I.E.L.D., and replaced it with his own organization known as Hammer, because he proved to America and the government that apparently he was the best choice to protect America. And so with that being said, he was put in charge to protect America. He even formed his own Avengers team, better known as the Dark Avengers, to just show the world that he was serious about protecting America. Now, we all knew he had some master plan to basically take over the country, but either way though, you have Namor telling Black Panther that Norman Osborn formed another group besides the Dark Avengers, the Cabal. And the Cabal was filled with anti-heroes and villains. So villains like Doctor Doom, the Hood, and anti-heroes like Namor and Emma Frost. But with that being said, it's Namor asking Black Panther to join, because Namor truly believes that with the Cabal, things are going to change across the world, starting with America with Norman Osborn, but then other countries down the road. And so it's Namor saying, listen, T'Challa, I have high level of respect for you. Your nation is strong, but I want you to join us to protect your nation, because things are going to pop off very soon. If you're not with us, you're against us. Now, you do have Black Panther really tell Namor, well, guess what? I'm not joining. I did not join the Illuminati. And so why would I join you guys? Yes, you may be a very strong king, but you're in the wrong group. So I'm going to leave and I'm out of here. Now, we do jump back into the present day. And when we do, it gives us the chance to learn how badly injured is T'Challa? Like, how bad is it? And so you have the doctor say, it's serious. We're at a point where he could possibly die. It's touch and go. We're doing everything we can to keep him alive, but he could die at any moment. And so right now, we're just doing the best we can do to keep him alive. And so that is very serious. But that is the moment you have another council member come in and say, listen, we need to have the conversation. And that right there is huge enough. What is the conversation? And of course, the conversation is about who should be the Black Panther. Because at this point, it is T'Challa. But if T'Challa is badly injured, then our country does not have a Black Panther, which means that we need to decide who should replace him for the time being and become the next Black Panther. And right now, you actually have T'Challa's mother agree. We need somebody to be the Black Panther for our country. Now, we do jump back in the past once again as a way for us to learn what happened to T'Challa, because it seems like his meeting with Namor was very simple. It was very peaceful. He left without any kind of injuries. But that is the moment we come to find out, as soon as Black Panther and his Dora Milajes walked out of the mansion that belonged to Namor, they were confronted by Doctor Doom. And remember, Namor said Norman Osborn has formed a cabal. In the cabal, there's Emma Frost, there is the Hood, there's also Namor, and there's also Doctor Doom. And so Namor was really hoping that Black Panther would technically join the cabal to protect his nation. But with him saying, no, I'm not going to join your group of people, it's Doctor Doom coming here and saying, all right, well, we asked you to join, we gave you an offer, you said no, and so now we must fight. Because Doctor Doom has goals for later videos down the road that we are going to do. But this is him just trying to remove T'Challa out of the way and possibly attack Wakanda. Now, we do jump into the second chapter of this storyline, where we pick up with Storm, Shuri, Shuri's mother, and the council that Black Panther usually have. Now, with that being said, you have all of them here right now talking about the meeting that Black Panther had. Because remember what I said earlier, no one knew about this meeting at all. This meeting was not known to everyone in the room, only to T'Challa and his Dora Milajes, and that is it. And so the question is right now, why didn't anyone else know about this meeting at all? And on top of that, why did he turn off his locator, meaning that no one was able to trace where he went to? And so that is a lot of questions just popping up left and right all at once. But either way though, you do have the council remind Storm and Shuri's mother they need to decide who should be the next Black Panther. Now, with Storm being the queen of Wakanda at this point in Marvel Comics, she has the choice. She has to pick the next candidate to be the next Black Panther. And you have Storm say, Shuri. Shuri should be the next Black Panther. And she'll explain why she thinks Shuri should be the next Black Panther in a few moments. But for right now, it's Storm making a big decision. She says, I think Shuri, the sister to our king, should be the next Black Panther. Now, we do jump back in the past once again to see Black Panther fighting against Doctor Doom. And let me tell you, the fight is epic, it's big, I love it so much. The artwork, amazing. Either way though, you do have Black Panther and his Dora Milajes fighting against Doctor Doom and his Doombots. Now, let me just say this real quick. The Dora Milajes are telling T'Challa they need to leave. They need to go ahead and escape right now because right now they're outnumbered. Doctor Doom is a lot to handle by himself, and now he has Doombots with him as well. Technically, the odds are in his favor, not Black Panther's favor. And so it's his guards telling him, we need to leave because if we don't, we could die, or you could die, or we all die. And we're trying to prevent that from happening. So we should go ahead and leave. Now, of course, T'Challa's like, no, we stay here and fight. We stay here and fight against Doctor Doom. Now, with that being said, though, you still have the Dora Milajes realize there's more and more Doombots coming. And with more and more of them coming, it's Black Panther realizing, okay, I messed up. We technically cannot stop Doctor Doom at all. Now, we do jump back over to Storm and the mother of Shuri, Ramonda. Now, this meeting right here is very important. And the reason why, because it is Storm telling us why Shuri should be the next Black Panther. Now, I do want to mention one thing. When Shuri first appeared in Marvel Comics, it was back in, I want to say 2005. I could be wrong. But at this point in Marvel Comics, she's still a new character. She's only been around for a couple years at this point, but it's Storm reminding us the origin of Shuri, how Shuri is the younger sister of T'Challa, but she went through the same kind of training that T'Challa did. The only reason why Black Panther, T'Challa became the Black Panther is because he was first in line. That is the only reason why. Meaning that if Shuri came first, she would have been the first person to become the Black Panther, not her brother. And that is what Storm had to tell Ramonda, that your daughter is very capable to be the next Black Panther because she had the same training as her brother. And so with that, is Storm telling us she is the perfect option to protect Wakanda. Now, going back in the past to basically learn how did Black Panther lose to Doctor Doom? Because we know he lost. We already know that. We saw what happened to him. He's badly injured in the present day. But we have to see how he lost the battle to Doctor Doom. And of course, when it's Doctor Doom, he's just that guy. I mean, he is one of the top 10 villains of all time in all comics because it's Doctor Doom. And so with his presence, it literally means doom. And when he appears, it means you better be on your A game because if you're not, you're out. You will be taken out. With that being said, that's what happens to T'Challa and Dora Milajes. Yes, Black Panther is a very skilled fighter, a very smart man, but he's not on Doctor Doom's level. And so with all that information being given to you, we know what happened. Doctor Doom won. He took out Black Panther. He took out most of Dora Milajes. One of them was able to get Black Panther back on the jet to escape to Wakanda because now her king is badly injured. But of course, it's Doctor Doom just standing there and he knows he won. He knows that he easily won because it is Doctor Doom. Now, getting back over to Storm, she's with her husband. She's watching her husband in the present day fighting for his life because there's a point he could just die overnight. He could die right now in front of her eyes. And so it's her praying for a miracle that her husband actually pulls through. She's just waiting for that moment. Now, you do have the mother of Shuri, Ramonda, come to Storm and tell her, listen, there is a way to save his life. There is a way. But to save his life, you basically have to go to see somebody. And that somebody has a way to help him stay alive to bring him back from the brink of death. But this person, let me tell you, what he's going to do is considered very dangerous. And it's Storm saying she'll do anything to save her husband. That is what she wants to do so badly. Now things are about to get very worse for Wakanda because we do pick up with the random temple. In this temple, there are some people right now who realize that Wakanda is weak. The Black Panther is not there. And with that, they want to bring a certain creature into the picture. And this creature could most likely attack Wakanda and win for them. And so it's them saying, let's begin the process to bring in someone very powerful, Morlan. Now, we do pick up with Black Panther right now having flashbacks of his loss against Dr. Doom. And so he sees the last 3 moments that tells him when he had lost that battle against Dr. Doom. But with that being said, when he wakes back up, he realized he's not dead, nor is he alive right now. Right now, his soul, his spirit, it's in limbo. And that is the moment he is confronted by a spirit. And this spirit is telling him, hey, follow me. Because this spirit took the form of one of his Dormalages and telling him, it's time for you to go home with me. And it could mean to the world of the living or to the world of the dead. We have no idea yet. Now, we do pick up with Storm and the mother of Shuri meeting up with somebody who basically uses magic. Now, of course, magic is not outlawed in Wakanda, but is frowned upon, especially to T'Challa. But this person, and his name is Zavari, has the ability to use magic, and the magic he could use could save the life of T'Challa. Now, what he says to Storm is that right now, T'Challa's soul and spirit is in limbo between life and death. And what he is going to do is send Storm out into limbo as a way to guide Black Panther back into the world of the living. The problem is, though, this spell, this ritual, is very dangerous, and the world of the dead could just most likely pull both T'Challa and Storm, meaning that killing T'Challa but also killing Storm on the way. And so you have Zavari telling Storm, this is a very dangerous spell, but if you want to do it to save your king, your husband, listen, those are things that could possibly happen to you when I send your mind and spirit into limbo. But for Storm, she does not care. She's trying to save her husband, bring her husband back to life, because right now, Wakanda needs its king. Now, we do pick up with Shuri, and right now, she's going through the test that she has to take to prove that she can be the next Black Panther. And so with that being said, it's her right now just going through the motions to prove to them that she is capable of being the next Black Panther. And of course, these tests, she took them before. And so right now, they're easy for her. Yes, she does mess up here and there, but of course, it happens. She's human. She's not going to be perfect, but these tests are still easy for her. Now remember, there was a temple full of spellcasters that have found out Wakanda is weak at the moment. They have no Black Panther, which means this is the perfect time to attack. And so with that being said, they brought in their great warrior, Morlan. Now, Morlan is a very interesting character, and originally he was a Spider-Man villain. But with that being said, though, for this storyline, he'll be a Black Panther villain. Now, Morlan usually goes after characters who have connection to an animal totem. So like, for example, Spider-Man powers are based off a spider. And for a short period of time, Marvel kind of said that Spider-Man powers are technically tied to the spider totem. And so right now with Morlan being here, it's Morlan going after T'Challa and possibly Shuri because they have the Panther totem. They're connected to the Panther god. And so right now it's Morlan about to go to Wakanda to feed off the Black Panthers, because that is how he lives. He feeds off the energy of people who are connected to animal totems. Now, we do pick up with Shuri once again, continuing her tests to prove that she can be the next Black Panther. Now, she just finished climbing a mountain, but her next test is to gather a special herb. And this herb is right now being surrounded by 20 panthers. And so, of course, she must fight her way through those panthers to get that herb, because that herb is a way to prove that she can be the next Black Panther. And so you have her actually go to those panthers to get that herb. Now, getting back over to Black Panther, who's right now in limbo, he's confused what's happening right now because the spirit in front of him took the form of one of his Dormalages that had died. And so he's kind of like, you're dead. What's happening right now? And the spirit tells him, yeah, I'm dead. And so are you. Your injuries were so severe, there was no way you could possibly survive. And so this is me basically here right now to guide you into the world of the dead. You are dead. There's no way you are able to go back into the world of the living. And right now, it's Black Panther kind of thinking like, well, dang, I died. So this is my end. I basically follow the spirit into the world of the dead, and that is it for me. And so it seems like if Storm is not able to get to limbo in time, she could lose her husband to the spirit who's trying to take her husband into the world of the dead. But let's not forget, Storm is going through the ritual right now as a way to make sure that she can make her spirit and mind get in limbo in time to save her husband, to prevent her husband from going into the world of the dead. And right now, she could possibly not make it in time. She's trying to get there before he goes into the afterlife, but it seems most likely she's not going to make it. So right now, there's a lot of hope that she could make it to save her husband. But again, we have no idea yet. But getting back over to Shuri, right now, you have Shuri just going through the test, trying to sneak past the Panthers to get that herb, because that herb right there is going to prove that she can be the next Black Panther. But of course, as she is sneaking her way through, the Panthers wake up. And of course, that means she has to get out of there. She has to get the herb and leave, and possibly fight against some Panthers to get that herb so she can leave. And so you do get a few more pages of her trying to work her way around the Panthers, run away, get the herb and leave. But she was able to get the herb, which means that she had passed this part of the test. And so it means she could be capable to become the next Black Panther. But back in limbo right now, you have T'Challa walking away with the spirit that had taken the form of one of his Dormalages. And it seems like he might go into the afterlife. Storm might not be able to make it in time to save her husband. This could be the end of T'Challa. But that is the moment you have T'Challa realize he does not want to go into the afterlife. He wants to stay in the world of the living. And so it's him right now just trying to stay alive, fighting to stay alive. And so, man, that song came in my head by DJ Khaled saying alive. But anyways, it's him trying to stay alive right now. But that is the moment you have the spirit change form, and it changed into a reaper. But this reaper is actually Death herself. Yes, Death, the person that Thanos and Deadpool have tried to please over the years, is here right now. And Death is trying to pull in Black Panther into the afterlife. But of course, he is trying to fight against her now. Now we do pick up with Man-Ape. Now Man-Ape is one of those old classic Black Panther villains. He has been around for so many years, but either way, this right here is his first death in Marvel Comics. The reason why I said first death is because he died twice so far in Marvel Comics over the last kind of like 15 years. But either way though, you do pick up with Man-Ape right now, very happy. He's celebrating because he just got word that right now Wakanda is weak. They have no Black Panther. He wants to go attack. But before he is able to go attack, well, that is the moment he gets attacked, and he is attacked by Morlan. Because remember, when it comes to Morlan, he feeds off people who have a connection to an animal spirit, an animal god. And so he's right now attacking Man-Ape because it seems like Man-Ape could most likely have a connection to the ape god. But either way though, Man-Ape gets murdered by Morlan right here and there. And Morlan is going to continue his path of destruction towards Wakanda to feed off the Panther god right now, which is T'Challa and about to be Shuri as well. Now, the reason why that information is so important is because the advisor of Man-Ape was able to escape and run over to Wakanda. And right now, it's the advisor telling the Council of T'Challa what is coming to Wakanda right now. You need to prepare yourself because Morlan is very dangerous. He is very serious, and he's on his way right now to Wakanda to feed off the people who have a connection to the Panther god. And right now, it's just T'Challa, but very soon, Shuri is about to have a connection to the Panther god as well. But of course, when Morlan appears, he brings destruction. And so right now, it's the advisor telling them, you better get ready. Because if you're not, Wakanda is about to get wiped out completely. Now, back in Limbo, right now, you have Death really trying her best to convince Black Panther to go ahead and follow her to the afterlife. He died. His injuries were too severe for him to keep going. And so she's trying her best to convince him. But it's Black Panther kind of like, no. I don't want to go. I want to stay here in the world of the living. But of course, she's kind of like, dude, no, you're coming here. It's your time. But you know what? If I can't convince you, I know who can. And that is the moment she brings in the spirit of T'Challa's father, hoping that his father could be able to convince Black Panther to go ahead and follow Death into the afterlife. Now, we do pick up with the leader of the council, and right now, he's very angry because right now he knows what's coming to Wakanda, and right now, Wakanda does not have their Black Panther, and Shuri is still going through her test at the moment, and so he believes that Storm should be the one in charge to protect Wakanda, and so when he goes find Storm and Ramonda, Storm is knocked out because right now, Storm is going through the ritual right now to send her mind and spirit into Limbo to basically save T'Challa's life. And so for the leader of the council, he's kind of like, what are you doing? First off, we have no king right now. Now we have no queen. Secondly, right now, you know your son does not like the idea of using dark magic at all. There's a reason why we have turned our back on dark magic. But you have Ramonda say, right now, at this point, this is all we have to basically save T'Challa's life. And so if Storm can do that, then we should use the dark magic. Now, with that being said though, you do have him say, you don't realize what's coming. We have nobody to protect us. The people think their king is already dead. And so with all that happening, somebody has to address the nation. Who is going to do that? And you have Ramonda say, I'll do it. I will address the nation if I have to, because right now the king and the queen are both gone, which means I'm next in line. Now here comes Shuri's next test. She must eat the herb that she got from her last test. And the reason why, because the herb is going to transfer her mind and spirit into another plane of existence, where she'll have the ability to communicate with the Panther God. And the Panther God is going to decide if Shuri can be the next Black Panther or not. That's so important right there. Now, you do have Shuri being able to meet the Panther God, but when she does, you have the Panther God walk up to the spirit of Shuri, take a sniff of Shuri, and walk away. Now, that right there is very huge, because you have Shuri wondering, why in the world did you walk away from me? Did I pass? Did I fail? And you have the Panther God tell her, oh no, you failed. You cannot be the next Panther God. And the reason why you cannot be the next Panther God is because you're not humble. because you believe that you are the daughter of a dead king, that you are a sister of a current king, that your mother is also a powerful figure in your country. Your sister-in-law is a powerful person because you passed the test originally to prove that you were capable of being the next Black Panther, that you're not humble of your skills. So why should I choose you? When I met the past kings and queens who became Black Panthers, they were humble about their skills. They didn't come here all cocky and everything like you are right now. And here you are, thinking that you should be the Black Panther for all the wrong reasons, but not for the right reasons. So no, you failed your test. You cannot be the next Black Panther. Now, getting back over to T'Challa, who's right now in limbo, he's talking to his father. And his father right now, well, the spirit of his father, is right now trying to convince him to go ahead, go into the afterlife, join me and your grandfather and your uncle and all the past dead kings. Come to us. You did your job. You did what you could do. But for T'Challa, he's like, no, I did not do enough for my nation. I failed them at the end. They need me right now. I need to go back. But of course, you have the spirit of T'Challa's father trying to convince him to go ahead and give up. But T'Challa will not do that. And that is the moment we come to find out this spirit of his father is just another trick of death, trying to convince T'Challa to go ahead and come into the afterlife. But of course, at the very last second, T'Challa gets some kind of support. And that support is Storm. Because remember, that ritual was being able to send her mind and spirit into limbo, to convince her husband, to help her husband fight his way back into the world of the living. And so she is here to help her husband get into the world of the living and not go into the afterlife. Now, getting into the 5th chapter of this book, we actually do pick up in Wakanda. And of course, we pick up with Morlan arriving in Wakanda. And this is very huge because remember, they have no Black Panther right now, T'Challa nor Shuri. On top of that, their queen Storm is also gone. So right now Wakanda is basically left defenseless against someone who cannot be easily stopped. And so we see that happen. They try to stop him. They shoot all different kinds of missiles at him. But no matter what, this man is able to just walk through the attacks like they're no big deal. And so with that, right now, Wakanda could possibly fall to Morlan. Now, getting back over to Storm and T'Challa, who's right now in limbo, they're basically fighting against the Death herself. Like Death is trying to bring in T'Challa, and now Death is trying to bring in Storm as well. Because remember what they said earlier, Storm may go to limbo and try to save her husband, but she must be careful because the afterlife could possibly pull her as well with T'Challa. And so right now, she has to be careful. And so of course, you do have our two characters just try their best to fight against Death, so that they can go back into the world of the living. And they are actually able to do that. They're able to break away from Death and head back into the world of the living. Now, we do jump back over to Shuri, and she's waking up after meeting the Panther God. And when she wakes up, she is confronted by two members of T'Challa's council. Now, this right here is very important because you have her tell them that she failed. She tells them, I failed. The Panther God said, I'm not humble. I cannot be a Black Panther. But then you have one of the council members say, but did you really fail? Because you're alive. Usually when someone meets a Panther God and they fail, they die. But here you are right now, you're alive. You're alive and well. So did you really fail? That's the big question right now. And so you have her wonder, what does that mean? Why is she still alive? But then you have the leader of the council say, listen, we don't have any time right now to figure that out. Wakanda is being attacked. Wakanda needs a Black Panther right now. Now, we do have to jump back over to Limbo. And the reason why, because right now we pick up with Storm and T'Challa trying to leave. But Storm won't leave, but T'Challa can. And you have T'Challa confused like, Storm, why won't you come with me? And you have Storm say, there was one more thing about the ritual. One more thing. One soul can leave, but one soul cannot leave. Meaning that T'Challa can go and she has to stay with Death, or she can leave and T'Challa can go. And so right now it seems like they're about to have one of the hardest decisions in their marriage. Who can stay in the world of Limbo and who gets to leave? That right there is the big question. And right now they have to decide at this moment right here. Now, we do jump back over to Shuri, the council members of T'Challa, and also Ramonda, the mother of Shuri. And right now they're having a conversation about what should they do to protect Wakanda? What can they do to protect Wakanda? What do they have left to protect Wakanda? And right now, they have nothing. And Ramonda had basically removed Storm off that board when she had sent her mind and soul into Limbo to save T'Challa. And so right now it's kind of like they have nothing left. Right now it seems like Wakanda could fail. On top of that, Shuri failed her test. The Panther God basically said, you cannot be the next Black Panther. But then she realized, wait a second. I came back to this world alive. The Panther God did not kill me. Usually, if you fail, you die. So why in the world, when I failed the test, I'm still alive? And that is when she realized the Panther God said no, right? She said no. But in reality, she left the choice in my hands, meaning that the Panther God said no, but the choice is still up to me to take up the mantle of Black Panther. That is why I'm still alive, and that is why I'm here right now. And so, with that being said, she tells her guards to watch her room. She needs a change to get ready. And that is the moment we jump back over to Morlan. Because Morlan, he's in Wakanda. He's wreaking havoc. He's doing all the damage he can right now at the moment. And so with that being said, it's kind of like these guys, these guards, they don't stand a chance against Morlan. They're getting easily killed by him. But that is the moment we get our first look ever in Marvel Comics as Shuri being the next Black Panther. She walks out and she is ready to protect her nation from this man. She is ready to stop him before he is able to wipe out Wakanda. Now, we are going to basically wrap this story up very quickly here. And the reason why I say that is because in the last chapter, as we get into it, we do jump back and forth between two different settings. The first one is Shuri being the Black Panther for the first time and fighting against Morlan. In the second setting is Storm and T'Challa trying to find a way to get out of Limbo because only one soul can leave while the other one stays in Limbo. And so right now the story does jump back and forth, but they are connected so much. And the reason why, because you have Shuri running away from Morlan. She's not trying to go toe-to-toe with him. She's trying to get him away to somewhere else. And the reason why, because Ramonda, her mother, Shuri's mother, and Shuri have made a plan as a way to get rid of Morlan. And what they did was they said if they're able to get Morlan into the same temple that Storm is in right now, they could use Morlan's soul as a way to bring back Storm as well. And so you have Shuri just running away from Morlan and having him follow her to the temple. And when they get there, you didn't have the same guy who basically put Storm's mind and soul in Limbo, put Morlan's soul and mind into Limbo. And so when that happens, you have Death actually reconsider everything, because now she sees Morlan here, and Morlan had fed and killed so many people who were connected to different kinds of gods, spiders, apes, alligators, panthers, whatever. And so right now he's holding a lot of souls inside of him. And so Death says, okay, you know what? I'll take him instead. Storm, T'Challa, y'all can both leave, because this man right here is holding so many different kinds of souls inside his body that if I take him, he'll be able to replace both of your guys' souls. And so that is how you had Shuri being able to defeat Morlan, but to also save her sister-in-law and her brother as well. And so with that, the day is saved basically. Now, to wrap up this video, you do have everyone surrounding T'Challa because he's getting better. Everyone is happy. Wakanda live. Everything is going to be okay now, which is so great to say. But there is still one question left unanswered. Why did the Panther God let Shuri live? Why? Because remember, if you fail, you die. But Shuri did not die. She lived, but she was told she cannot be the next Panther God. So what happened? And that is when you have someone tell Shuri, think it through. The Panther God knew you had a test coming. And that test right there was you about to prove to her and everyone else what you could do, what kind of person you are, meaning that it knew that you could be the next Black Panther, but you had to hear from someone else what kind of person you are, so that you could think about yourself and think how you should be if you want to be the next Black Panther. And you proved that when you jumped in there to fight against Morlan, because you did not fight Morlan to prove your skills. You fought against Morlan to protect your people, your brother, your mother, your sister-in-law. That is why you're still alive, because the Panther God knew you could be the next Black Panther, and you are now the next Black Panther. And now you must protect Wakanda. And so with that being said, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. Later, guys.